second on the newbie battle royal. But then we move on to a standard one-fall triple threat match. Fong Goulet, this is all he seems to be working with here. Versus Tommy Gunn. Wow. Jake Adonis does not like Tommy Gunn. Just in a regular triple threat matchup. The second match of the night. And then he gets thrown in with a guy named the Southside Creep. What the hell?
And why is this guy in this match? And then you have Jason Michaels, who just fought PDT and had a chance at the Outlaw title.
Yeah, I mean,
and now he's in a newbie battle royal, and the Southside Creep moves up the card. What is going on? Jake Adonis must have signed that match.
So then we move on to the Renegade Royale semifinals. Jacoby James Jackson, the Weasel, versus Scorch, who he looked a little different at first, you know.
Yeah, he tried a little
Metro look for him, a little hay, you know, do his hair, get some frosted tips. But
Are you serious?
Back to looking like a. I'm serious. Yeah, back to looking like a real man. Something what what the devil would look like. I don't know if the devil was pretty gay looking.
I always pictured the devils being red.
Yeah. Well, anyway, Scorch is back to being Scorch. So that'll be a very interesting semifinal matchup. And then the winner of that match will go on to face Justin St. Clair or Chris Cage.
Wait a minute.
Wait a minute.
What is this?
Chris Cage is no longer in Renegade Royale. And how the hell does Machiavelli Tomsini get his name tossed in here?
Well, is he in the tournament, or is this just a bye for Justin St. Clair, and he's facing Machiavelli Tomsini to even the score?
What are you trying to say?
Like, Machiavelli Tomsini already got eliminated from the tournament. Scorching that bastard Megaton.
However, Machiavelli never got a chance to even advance in the tournament. Because if you remember, when the Tomsinis lost their tag titles to Scorch and that bastard brother of his, Megaton, Scorch and Megaton handled Biggs the entire match. Biggs didn't even tag in his brother. So Tommy Cardoza doing the right thing and letting Machiavelli get a chance of being crowned king.
But I actually don't know if that's the case.
Why is that?
This might not be a tournament match. This might just be WrestleMania 10 style, where Justin St. Clair has an extra match so that in the finals each competitor has already had one match. And then this has to be the work of Jake Adonis, putting Axis of Anarchy members against each other to try and weaken the faction. This is ridiculous.
Well, I mean, it's interesting that you mention that, though, as I've heard there could be some dissension in the Axis of Anarchy. Rumors swirling that Triple X, not the biggest fan of Justin St. Clair, has the ear of Machiavelli, of course. Machiavelli might be reevaluating who he wants in his stable. So we'll see what happens in this match and where Machiavelli even stands in the company right now. Because personally, I'd put him last in the Power 15. I wouldn't even put him in the Power 15 after he just throws away RCW Gold. Are you kidding me?
Say hello to the Outlaw title ranks permanently.
Climb your way back up the ladder and just stay in casket matches fighting the Baller. Oh, not there anymore.
You have to go to ECW for that.
We do get a Baller special in the casket singles match versus Mad Insane and Crazy Clown. Crazy Clown just desperately trying to prove that he's more than a jobber, and he has a chance here.
And this is going to be a pretty insane and crazy match. These two guys, Crazy Clown, like you said, kind of a perennial loser in RCW, trying to enter the tag team ranks. You know, maybe these guys can team up afterwards and be the crazy and insane team.
That would be just mad and insane.
And crazy.
And crazy. You clown. Anyways, moving down the card here, another standard one-fall single match. Father Adrian Hughes versus the Jack, Jacob Jacobs. Now, do you think that the Jack can escape some velvety goodness?
So why is it still velvety goodness?
I mean, why change a good thing, right?
Well, he quit pimping, so.
Well, 40 ounce called for Father Adrian Hughes to go back to pimping.
That he did,
but pimping wasn't easy. At least not for a guy like Hughes. I mean, look at him. He's an ugly motherfucker. Moving on down the card, the hardcore triple threat match for the RCW Outlaw Championship. The aforementioned Pimp Daddy Thompson versus the loose cannon 40 ounce, who currently has the Outlaw title in his possession, that bastard, And, of course, Genetic himself, who is rightfully the owner of that Outlaw title. Who do you think comes out on top here?
You have to go with John Genetic. He has not lost. Everyone was calling him a paper champion. Why would you do that? He's won every title defense he's made so far. He's a fighting champion, and he's really turned things around.
I mean, so 40 Ounce, in my opinion, needs to make a memento to kill John G here. And, I mean, will he get away with it? I don't know. But I'm going to say 40 Ounce is your new Outlaw champion, and I'm going to go back and recap the other ones as well. Father Adrian Hughes comes out on top. Man Insane comes out on top. I don't even know what to say about St. Clair versus Tom Sini. Triple J versus Scorch, I don't know what to say about that either, so I'll leave that alone. But, of course, I'm going to give the winner to Tommy Gunn, and then I'm going to say Jason Michaels wins the Newbie Battle Royal. Do you disagree with any of those?
I'm going to go with Fongolay in the threat match if he shows up. If he shows up, there's no way he's losing that match.
If he brings his A game, definitely. Who do you got in the ladder singles match for the RCW television title?
Oh, you mean the ladder championship?
Yeah. It's basically all it's worth.
When has that title been defended not in a ladder match?
I believe Machiavelli Tomsini versus Jake Adonis was in a steel cage.
Well, I mean, was the belt hanging up so you had to jump from the cage and pull it down, or
I don't
not?
know.
I've never...
Well,
ridiculous.
I mean,
anyway.
Soul Reaver Scott Starr, I mean, using his veteran status and all of his veteran knowledge to get into this match against a rather new guy with an unimpressive record, Joseph Steele.
I'm going with Joseph Steele.
What if he shows up and talks?
All the more ready to fight.
Then we have Xavier Zanders. You lose the number one contender for the world title, consolation prize, automatically try to become the number one contender for the North American title. Versus
that bastard Megaton.
And I think Triple X, I mean, he's on a bit of a losing streak lately. He might meet another dead end.
Well, right now he's playing some mind games with Scorch and Megaton, trying to convince each one of them that the other guy is bossing him around, trying to take
he went up to Megaton and said that, hey, you ready to stop being your brother's bitch? Megaton didn't take kindly to that.
But then Megaton discussed things with Scorch, and Scorch calmed him down and said, no, you're not my equal. You're better than me. Scorch giving serious props to Megaton. Not sure what's going to happen there. They are the tag team champions. They're going to want to start trying to coexist a little bit.
As of now, Megaton is better than Scorch. He has a better record, and if Scorch doesn't win his match against Triple J, then Megaton could be sitting with 2 titles, and Scorch is just going to have to drink his sorrows away. However, Scorch, I think, knows this, because I think he has evil plans to win Renegade Royale, and then he would get a world title shot and once again eclipse his brother. But that brings us on to the world title itself. We mentioned it earlier. Rory Blaze versus Biggs Tomsini. I think Biggs Tomsini is less than a transitional champion. Rory Blaze is just going to steal this.
I really can't argue with that. And the one factor in this match that I'm going to go with is the fact that Rory Blaze is an RCW exclusive superstar. Biggs Tomsini going into this huge match, and he already had a match earlier this week in another federation. He also has one on Saturday, the day before the pay-per-view. So he has all this fatigue from both of these world championship matches in other federations. So by the time he gets to Remembrance, he's not going to be 100%. I'm not sure he could beat Rory Blaze if he was at 100%, but this is no contest.
I think that he's just going to have, if Biggs hopes to win, he's going to have to rely on his brother once again.
Which is it's just not fair, and this is a standard singles match. This is a pay-per-view. There's no way we're going to have a disqualification ending.
If you say so. But that's not even the main event, as the Renegade Royale Final is the main event. We don't know who it's going to be, so we can't even speculate who a winner might be.